What's up everyone, hope you guys are all having a great day today, and as I'm recording this video, yesterday Nintendo held their Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct and showed off the first major Animal Crossing update in what feels like forever. Despite what we're about to talk about, I'm genuinely excited for the new update for Animal Crossing. Even from the free update side of things, it looks like they added just so much to this game and it's probably going to get me addicted to the game again. But we need to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the pricing for the Switch Online expansion, which in my opinion, and obviously in a bunch of other people's opinions, is absolutely not worth it. Now, a few weeks ago when I had talked about this with Harmon Smith, I had just assumed that Nintendo was going to charge an extra $5 or so. $10 would be pushing it a little, but even that was too much to ask for from Nintendo in 2021. No, Nintendo is charging an extra $30 fucking for this shit. More than double the price for the standard subscription for N64 games and Sega Genesis games. Now, I'll be fair and say that they are at the very least adding in other things than the N64 and Sega Genesis games, but the one thing that they have announced is the Animal Crossing New Horizons paid DLC, which, don't get me wrong, is nice, but despite Animal Crossing being the second best-selling Switch game, most Switch owners don't have Animal Crossing. Like, motherfucker, if you want to charge more than double the price for your subscription service just to have N64 and Sega Genesis games, you better be adding in the DLC for every first-party game you own. Or for the love of God, just add in some older Switch games like Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, and Splatoon 2, or for fuck's sake, add in GameCube and Wii games, because at least those games can't be emulated on my fucking school laptop in a web browser. So you would think that, especially since there were very few people defending Switch Online to begin with, that absolutely nobody would be defending the expansion pack. Right? It's the fucking internet, what do you think? So enough bitching and let's see what YouTube has shat out today.
So I just heard about the new Switch Online expansion pack.
This kid really has Dreamcast guy in his recommended list, that's an L on its own. And why the fuck does he sound like Mischief if he got his balls cut off?
Let's see how many people say that it's worth it now that they found out. Must be. Surely.
Yeah, why would people be saying Switch Online is worth it when Nintendo hasn't even fixed the online part of their online service? Oh yeah, my web browser emulators.
Nintendo Switch Online 20... Is it worth your money? Question mark. So not it's worth it.
What's so bad about people asking a question in the title of a YouTube video?
Worth your money? Question mark. Nintendo Switch Online worth it? Once again, it's question mark. It's not worth it yet. It's a mess. The new expansion pack is a joke. So it's come to my attention that some people have been saying Nintendo Switch Online is not worth it, and I completely disagree.
Switch Online to me is like if some subscription service like Netflix had tons of buffering issues when trying to watch a movie no matter how fast your internet is. I said it like 100 times already, but when the online part of your paid online service is not working pretty much flawlessly in every game that's online, you should be focusing on fixing the online part first, since that's what the service is. People's problem with it is that not only has Nintendo ignored the people talking about how bad the service is, but now instead of doing that, they're adding another tier on top of that for more than double the price to add more games that you can still play in a fucking web browser.
NSO is way cheaper, even with the expansion pack.
The expansion pack is like $50, which is literally just $10 less than what PlayStation and Xbox have. And the online still doesn't work with Switch Online, while with PS Plus and Xbox Gold, at the very least, they have functioning online for every game they have, and most of the time they give you games that were released within the last decade and can't be emulated in a fucking web browser. Don't get me wrong, PS Plus and Xbox Gold are both shit, but Switch Online falls flat on its face when being compared to even those services.
Than any of the other major console online play services. I understand that Nintendo Switch Online is probably the one with the poorest quality online, but...
So if Switch Online has the poorest quality, then shouldn't you be yelling at Nintendo to fix it and make it to what is standard in 2021? Switch Online would be pathetic even back during the 360 and PS3 days, and today it's just downright unacceptable.
This is only with some games such as Mario Maker 2. Other games, such as Minecraft, are just fine when you go online.
Yeah, and the fact that the online for some third-party games runs better than Nintendo's own first-party online games on their console is absolutely pathetic.
Even if the online is slightly mediocre, the subscription offers so many other things that I still think it's worth it.
It's not slightly mediocre, it's just shit. Even if both you and your opponent in Smash have perfect connections with LAN ports, you're still gonna have a solid half second of input lag, and that's literally the best case scenario.
And these extra benefits include the ability to save your save data in games to the cloud,
which both Steam and Xbox give that for free. And even some of Nintendo's own games don't have cloud saves,
which I think is such a good feature, because if you accidentally delete something off your console, then you can recover it. It's that simple.
Unless you play Splatoon 2 or Pokemon, of course.
Okay, despite the less than amazing online, I think the main reason that Nintendo Switch Online redeemed itself is that NES and SNES games come bundled with the service.
Yes, my classic games that can be emulated in a web browser, right? Not to mention all are more than 2 decades old.
As of the time of this video, there are 58 NES games and 49 NES.
Did my mans just really get stabbed to death in the middle of that take?
NES games. Why can't I say that? Included with Nintendo Switch Online for how much? How much? Is it any extra money than the base subscription? No, it's completely free!
Okay, so now he's having an exorcism performed on himself.
Like, literally, it's free.
They're not free, you're paying for them with the service.
Although if you buy the upcoming expansion pack, then you'll also get access to Nintendo 64 and Sega Mega Drive games. Many people are saying that this should not cost any extra money, but I think that the higher price tag is justified considering what other subscriptions similar to Nintendo Switch Online cost.
Again, Switch expansion is $50, while PS Plus and Xbox Gold cost $10 more, and Switch Online is significantly worse in quality when being compared to those services. Not to mention you can emulate all those games for free on a PC, it's more than double the price, so you get the idea.
I understand that services such as Xbox Game Pass offer modern games for free, but old games are still games, despite their age.
Yeah, they're still games, but usually they go down in price, while for some reason Switch Online with its expansion is now $10 less than the competition, despite the competition having modern games, while Switch Online's games are more than 2 decades old.
Especially in my opinion, Mega Drive, Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 games can be enjoyed just as much as a modern game.
Except for the fact that most N64 games control like absolute dog shit when being compared to today's games.
That is if you can put up with a slightly, not even slightly, the very inferior graphics. I know personally that when it comes out I will definitely be buying.
Why am I not surprised?
The expansion pack, and that up until when I upgrade to the expansion pack, I have been subscribed to the base subscription since the day after I got my Switch.
And what does that have anything to do with Switch Online being worth it? Tons of people are subscribed to the service. That doesn't mean that it's worth it.
I know that there weren't that many positive things that I said, but the positive things that I did say, in my opinion, were very, very positive.
Your positive things you said were cloud saves and web browser emulators.
So now we get to what are, in my opinion, the meh parts of the subscription. There's game trials, so basically you can download a full game for free and play it for a certain amount of time. But the part that is meh about it is the fact that it's only specific games. I personally think that maybe every 3 months, sort of, you can choose whatever game you want.
There's no way any company is ever going to do that. Especially Nintendo, who is charging $50 to play N64 games on the Switch.
Once again, obviously only for the limited time, because if they give you a whole game for free every 3 months, and that's... yeah, I mean, it's good. It would be a good thing, but it wouldn't, it's not something that I would get anywhere near to expecting. The other meh thing is the smartphone app, which I will admit is a bit pointless, because you should be able to use a microphone connected straight to the Switch. If you want to talk to your friends online, you shouldn't have to, use a smartphone app.
Well, you know what? At least this kid has a few brain cells to rub together, but I love how he's downplaying how shitty it is that you can't even voice chat with people on the console. This was a feature that even the fucking original Xbox had back in 2002. The fact that the Switch doesn't have it, a modern console in 2021, is absolutely unacceptable. So the rest of it is just his outro, and then he talks about a Sonic song or something. I don't really know, but the more I think about it, the more I realize him being a Sonic fan makes perfect sense.
You guys are the ones that ruined Sonic for everyone! Can't you see that? What the frick are you guys doing?
But that was special. It didn't make me want to slip my wrist as much as the Optimus Code video that I did yesterday, so I guess that's a plus. But this entire thing reminds me of that situation we had with Xbox where they tried to double the price for Xbox Live Gold. Except this time, I highly doubt that Nintendo is going to retract their decision like Microsoft did. Maybe they will, but based on everything they've done in the past, I won't keep my hopes up. Anyways, thank you all for watching, like, subscribe, and I hope you all have a great day.
What are you going to do?